There are new accusations against top officials in Sanctuary State, Minnesota, over protecting an illegal immigrant convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl. It's a hard story to talk about and to read about, but it happened and we need to tell you. Homeland Security accusing Governor Tim Walz of granting a pardon, effectively just wiping away his criminal record to help shield the man from a final order of deportation.
So Brooke Taylor is on that. She joins us now for more. And Brooke, what did you find out? Good morning.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Well, Governor Tim Walz facing major backlash for this. So he sits on the board that pardoned this convicted child sex offender as he was just about to be deported. So back in 2006, Tao Lee Vang right here, he was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in Minnesota. He pleaded guilty in a deal that kept him out of prison. DHS says that conviction cost him his legal status and made him deportable. Well, the details in these court documents, they're too graphic for me to repeat to you on air, but it describes the abuse spanning 2 years from the time the victim was 10 to just 12 years old. The girl told investigators she met Vang through her older sister, who he later married. Investigators say he admitted, quote, "I made a mistake, but this is a minor thing. It's a cultural thing in Thailand to marry and have sex with girls as young as 12. He also told police that the young victim should be arrested too because she was, quote, as much at fault. Now, according to DHS, he received a deportation order after his conviction, but earlier this month, Minnesota's Board of Pardons voted to pardon him. Federal officials say this wipes away his conviction that made him removable and now could help him fight deportation. So the three-member board includes Governor Tim Walz, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, and Chief Justice Natalie Hudson. DHS blasted the decision, saying in part, Governor Tim Walz's decision to pardon an illegal alien, convicted child rapist so he can remain in our country is disgusting. This pardon will take away the child rapist's qualifying convictions that made him removable from the United States. Now, we reached out to all three board members, including Governor Walz, to ask why they decided to pardon this convicted child sex offender. We have not heard back, Bill.
Okay, Brooke, thanks. Brooke Taylor on that story. Tough story to talk about. Thank you for that, Brooke.
And joining us here on the National Mall is Laura Ingram, host of the Ingram Angle. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you kids here.
Happy birthday.
Cool weather, thank you.
Yeah.
So this story is obviously extremely disturbing, and the question of, like, why would Tim Walz think this and do this? Well, let's take a quick look back at what he'd said before about President Trump.
We experienced an unthinkable federal invasion of our state. Families lived in fear. Children were separated from their parents, neighbors from neighbors. Minnesotans who had done nothing wrong were subjected to racial profiling and unlawful detentions.
So he talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory.
You know, is that a clue into why the pardon might have happened?
Yeah, he's made it clear from the very beginning as an unrepentant liar about what happens with our immigration system that he values illegal aliens over American citizens. I mean, frankly, if you're a native-born Minnesotan, you know, third or fourth generation, I think today you have to ask yourself, what rights do I really have in Minnesota? Do I have a right to be safe? Does my child have a right to be safe in school or on the streets? Or does this governor have an entirely different view of what citizenship in our country and then legal citizenship in his state really means? It is despicable, and every woman watching this should understand what's at stake for you and your families and every father and every brother after this story. 10-year-old girl raped.
Meanwhile, Supreme Court right up the road here, you clerked.
Yes.
At a younger day, at a younger age.
Oh, just a few years.
I was watching the other night when all the decisions came down, because they came down on our clock, on our watch here. Since that time, ICE reports more than 10,000 arrests. Okay, 10,000 plus. Here's Secretary Mullen on birth tourism. Listen here.
The court is absolutely dead wrong on this situation. China and their tourist visas that they get to come into the United States or into our territories just simply to give birth. They'll come in the 8th month, maybe 1, 2, 3 weeks left, give birth here, have a child, then they move back to China, raise a person underneath the communist regime, even though they're a citizen of the United States, and they come back over here. They're stealing intellectual property, and it's absolutely been a national national security issue.
Here's my sense just watching it, the arguments together than the decision this week, is that more people are aware of this story than they've ever been before. Do they take another crack at birth tourism? And if so, how do you do it?
Yeah, well, you can do it. I think one of the things that we have to deal with China, and the president, I hope he's watching, as he always does, your show, maybe it's time to start reducing Chinese visas into the United States. They're overwhelmingly the country now that abuses this. There's an estimate from Hill leaders that it's about between 750,000 and 1.5 million Chinese birth tourism recipients in the United States. They're Chinese citizens. That means they can run for office. They get all of our benefits, get to go to our schools, scholarships. This has got to stop, and this has got to be a crackdown across the board. This is not rare, as, thank you, the Hill wrote yesterday. This is rare that...
No.
26,000. That's a
big business.
That's a small estimate of the number of Chinese every year coming in. 26,000. The total number is probably about 3.5 million people now who've benefited from this. It is a complete scam, and it's a big business in foreign countries, and it's just got to stop.
It looks to me like they're going to crack down on it. Like they'll figure that out.
They better.
But I want to ask you about the new socialist candidates, the Democrat socialists, because they want to abolish ICE. They want something quite. They want a lot of things.
Prisons.
But on immigration, watch them here.
We will not wait to abolish ICE.
We can imagine a world beyond ICE.
We have to use every tool in the toolbox to make sure that we abolish ICE and keep our immigrant neighbors safe.
Solidarity is the force that we need to vanquish Trump's fascism, to abolish ICE.
So, Laura, they're running for office. They are winning, and they have all of these views. How does the Republican Party combat that?
Well, I think they're winning in predominantly blue cities with a big metropolitan vote. We'll see how they do when it's a statewide election. We'll see how that Francisca Hong does in Wisconsin running for governor. But in this case, I think we have to realize that it's not about ICE. This is about removing borders. They want a borderless world. Then what does that mean? That means closer to something called a world government. People used to think that was a conspiracy theory. Follow the money and connect the dots between what they're saying here. No ICE, no jails, no borders, no capitalism. What's left?
Right. Check every box. Right?
What's left?
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Great to be here in this cool temperature.
Happy birthday to you again. We'll see you at 7 o'clock.
See you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.